Hello again from Wylde House. Last video I wrapped this present. Took way longer on video than it does in real life. Probably because I'm talking the whole time. But now I'm going to go ahead and put some ribbon on this. There's a couple of different ways to do ribbon. I'm going to show you guys how to do a simple cross ribbon, okay? Because this guy's got this nice flat pattern. There's levels going on horizontal lines here, so I think we're going to go with a cross ribbon on this. All right, moving on. So, look at your package, figure out what kind of ribbon you want to use for it. And the person that this particular present is for has quite the affinity for rainbows. So I'm going to use this rainbow ribbon if I can get it. What? I guess we'll find out later if I have the video editing skills to edit this in post. Right, so they like rainbows, so I'm using this rainbow ribbon here. Woo! And it's a pretty straightforward process. Hardest part is just keeping the right side up the whole time. Okay? Go over one side, around the back. When you're on the back side, pull it tight. And you're going to have to play around with it some so you can make your double over, okay? Don't hold it tight. Don't crush where it wraps around yet, because you don't know your distance yet. Then you go back to the front. And over. Now, remember I said before, always leave room for mistakes. When it comes to ribbon, you're going to want a lot of extra ribbon. So this point here where my finger's at, that would be enough if all I wanted to do was make the little plus symbol. I want to do more than that though. So I'm going to get a lot of extra ribbon, snip it way down here on the line. Cool. All right. Now, I'm going to incorporate the pattern of the package into where the ribbon's going to come together. You want to start. Find the midpoint of your ribbon, now that you've got it measured out. Roughly midpoint, doesn't have to be exact. Midpoint, take it to the midpoint on your package, lay it down, flip it over. You can re-jigger here a bit. And I think I'm going to want mine not straight down the middle. I'm going to want mine coming just over this guy. Okay, so I'm going to slide my joint down a bit. Now, I've created my plus symbol, and when it comes together, you're going to rub your ribbon, you're going to fold your ribbon over itself. Yes. Now, both of them should be upside down when you do this. It's very simple. Just bring the ribbon together. The let's say painted side faces the painted side. The back end is now on top. Okay? Now this is normally where you would tie a knot. You don't have to. You can just put some tape down. If you want to tie a knot, let's tie a knot. Doesn't matter which one you choose. You just have to fix it in post. Now the problem when you tie a knot is that it'll roll your ribbon. Sometimes that's actually the look you're going for. Sometimes it's not. This time, I kind of regret having created that knot, but that's okay. So now we've got a knot. All right, there's our knot. Knot, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Now you can still rearrange a bit. I'm gonna try sliding up some, because on this back end, it's not set in stone where that lives. You can trade length for width in this kind of thing. There we go. All right, that's about where I want that to be. This is yours, by the way. All right, so now we got this here. Now, there we go. So next thing we're gonna do is split the ribbon. So you just get your nice scissors. Don't use the dull ones. Make sure you're using the nice ones for this. Small cut. Keep it tight. Slide it down.
Are there different strands or are they all the same thing?
Small cut. Keep it tight.
What's oh no, I mean which
Slide it down. Okay. Now, you can use dull scissors for this next part or just the back of your scissors. This is the silly little magic thing. Take your thumb. You want the uninteresting part of the ribbon to go against the dull part of the scissors. Press your thumb against it like this. So thumb, scissors. This is the outside of the scissors. Ribbon goes here. Dull part against those scissors. Painted part is pinched by the thumb. Okay? But you're going to start that way up here where the knot's at. Okay? And then hold your thumb there. And that's how you get those little curly cues. Now the angle at which you hold it determines the angle at which the ribbon will fall. So you can have a little bit of fun with that. The speed that you do it, the angle that you twist it at, the angle against the length of the ribbon, all of this will come into play with how the curly cues look.
Really?
I don't have time to go into depth on that because that's like some physics nonsense. Play with it. Find some leftover ribbon from a package. In fact, after you guys open up presents, take the ribbon. Play around with it. Do some ribbon zipping, where you just and then curl it. Ribbon curling is remarkably fun and it looks great.
Which is a shame. Yeah, you guys got this shit.
And there we go. All right, now the last little thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to cheat. Don't look, Grammy. A little extra bit of tape. By the way, if you can get invisible tape, there is a brand called Invisible Tape. It is the absolute best. I couldn't find any of that, but a little bit of tape, line up the bow, the cross section where I want it. Ba, 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 ba. Just so that guy doesn't go wiggling around on me. Right, now you can make your own bow. I'm not going to take the time to show you how to do that right now because it's a very complicated process that I'm not terribly good at. Before I do it on camera. But oh look, I've got a basket of bows here that I bought at the general store down the street, and it only cost me like $1. So yeah. What color is going to go well with our little rainbow concoction? I don't have any purple. Oh, and you really want to think about the contrast of size of a bow to present. A giant bow on a small present can be fanciful, but oftentimes you want your bow, generally speaking, to take up maybe a sixth of your surface area. So like, that's about as big as the bow should be. By that same note, that's way too tiny. Ooh. Having some trouble. We got a lot of silver, so I'm not thinking silver. Green or blue? I'm gonna go green on this one. All right, now most every package of gift bows that you get, the bows are going to come with a sticky adhesive on the back. It's not always the case, but usually it's the case. And you peel this little guy off and you stick it down. Anyone who's ever used these knows that doesn't work. It's just not enough. Also, oftentimes you'll see the edges of the sticky part. So one of the things I do beforehand is I go in and I just clip the corners real quick so that they're less noticeable. Not a big deal, just a little bit, so that they don't stick out if someone's inspecting the gift. Because, I mean, we've spent a fair amount of time on this package. It's art for a reason. All right. Now I'm going to peel my back.
Morning, Brad. Morning, Brad.
I'm gonna peel my back.
1:13. It's morning, Brad.
Gonna fix it in post so that this doesn't take me so long.
It's coffee. Goodbye.
I really hope I have some sort of video editing software. Like I said, this was an impromptu video. I haven't really planned this. And that took way too long. So, got the backing off, got my sticky side down. Now, there's a couple of schools of thought on this. One school is that you always want the tab pointing down. I don't agree with that particular school. I look at the total bow and how many of these little archways are pointing out. And just look at your gift. Look at the ribbon that you put on the gift.
Brown sugar.
Figure out which way works best with the shape of the package and the ribbon itself before you stick it down. Also, slide your finger into this center ribbon on the bow before you have it on the package. Slide it in here so that you're touching from the center for when you press it down for the stickiness. A little press down there, and then you just sort of go in around the edges, press it down some more. Careful, you don't want to just smash it down or you'll crush the ribbons of the bow itself, and you don't want to do that, it ruins the aesthetic. So, delicate as can be, you go in, lift up the ribbons with one hand, take your finger with the other hand, push it down. If the present's going to be in transit or moved around a fair amount, there is no harm in putting a little bit of extra tape on the bow to hold it to the gift. I know, I can hear my Grammy scolding me from the past that I'm using too much tape.
That's not going to be a good grip.
But, in all honesty, they made the sticky stuff on bows better back in the day. Everything is made more cheaply now. It's not as durable and it's not as functional. But, once you get it down...
Nothing round like olive bread does.
Huh?
French toast. Like, regular French toast just doesn't care.
We're almost done. One last thing. Go through your stash of wrapping paper from birthdays, Christmases, even this same session. While you're wrapping multiple presents, keep your scraps. Okay? This is a scrap from another gift that I wrapped earlier. As you can see, it's not really enough to do anything with. I don't have any presents I'm going to wrap with this. I mean, maybe if there was like a tiny earring box or something, but what I can do is use this as my stealth. Oh my goodness, I forgot what it's called. Stealth label. You take your leftover wrapping paper, you fold it in half. In fact, if I had some of this wrapping paper left over, that'd be even better, because then it would blend right in. But this is close enough.
Everything was a drum.
Okay. You fold it over, so you got your nice little flappy guy. And then on the top flap, you write 2 or 4 and the person's name. And then on the bottom part, from or love and your name.
I love how he just like goes to the window like an old military general.
Yeah. Whoops.
It's like, you do the risks when you this job.
Right, so now I got my little to from John.
Oh, yeah.
Get some more tape. Go to the back side that no one is supposed to be looking at.
Like slightly Amish.
I actually didn't end up using all of this, so I'm going to cut it down just to make it a bit nicer looking. Yeah, still got our names in there. And then on the bottom part, you lay your tape across.
I made enough for everybody at 2. I mean, they're thick ass slices, so.
Lay it in. Fold it down. And now it's got a little for this person from this person on there. Now, we have a gloriously wrapped present as a literal work of art to show our affection for the person that we got the gift for. This is the kind of thing that it's fun because you made something for someone you care about. It's fun because it's beautiful. It's good to look at. I love having gifts out and about for an extended period because then people can lust after them. And people get to see that, hey, I made a thing for you. I mean, there's a present in here. I might have made that too. But I also made this pretty package. Okay, that's it for this. This was literally the very first Wylde House video I have ever made, and it was made on a whim on Yule weekend. I hope that you and yours have a truly wild solstice, beautiful, blessed Yule, Merry Christmas, a joyous Hanukkah, and everything else. Happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah, I feel better. Just like